You are listening to the Sunday Spotlight. Please like and subscribe.
The judge sits on his great assize. 12 men wise with swollen thighs, who never ever told no lies, whose minds were ever such a size, whose lives were ever such a prize, whose brains bred answers just like flies, whose answers stalk their thoughts like spies, who's let ball through the courtroom flies, to rip a hole clean between two eyes that never ever wore disguise, and never ever saw blue skies, who quickly lived, now slowly dies, who closed unopened otherwise, when you lead a horse to water, it's never gonna make him drink. And you lead a man to slaughter, it's never gonna make him think. The critic rubs his tired eyes and scrapes his poor brains, strains and farts, and wields a pen that's to start and starts, and thinks in terms of booze and tarts, and sits there playing with his parts, and says I'm much too crude and far too coarse, the singers just stay fast. He's got no healing formulas. He's got no cure for our scars. He's got no bra strap for our bras. And our saggy tits no longer hold a full house of hearts. You know what, I don't think that the song's gonna make the charts. Well, you could lead a horse to water. It's never gonna make him drink. Then you could lead a man to slaughter. It's never gonna make him sing. I once held a lantern of love in my hands. She was all I could see. Kicking the brown leaves of childhood around us, we danced the deep sea that welled from the spring of the boy that I was, held in her flame, feeling her learning, watching her burning, to see the first man I became. Little lady, who made it? Was it you child, and she was my wildcat. We lived in a dream. Woke up for summer, unfolding the secret, and broke up downstream, facing the current that said that we couldn't go. Tearing the seed out with sharp tongues, and no doubt before it was born. Sometimes I cry in the flood of my guts, laughing in sadness, bursting with rage in the wounds of revenge, bleeding forgiveness. It isn't you, love, or anything new. I just myself standing watching me getting hunger, spaced and wasted. Little lady, who made me? Was it you, or is it that old unforgiveness? No good pretending, girl, you were for spending the rest of your days round my neck. Well, I'm not that strong, and my time isn't long, and my love isn't something to wreck. I wish we could share, you'll never be there with me, having those kids with one man. Milk is frustration, and get a submission, and weep and wear black when he's gone. Well, I'll see you again by accident, or maybe I'll see you again. I'm feeling the reasons for why I went, like mountains between now and then. I wanted to help, but I couldn't stay, and I flew. What else could I do? I needed to stop you from falling in love that way. I didn't have it for you. cold and bony. I know how it feels, I've been there. I was your only fault, you're so lonely, faced with a permanent stay. All I was wanting was friends and good hunting. You want my soul behind bars. Well, love is jealous or bitchy and careless. She's here for us all. She's on. So I'll see you again by accident. Or maybe I'll see you again. I'm feeling the reasons for why I went, like mountains between now and then. I wanted to help, but I couldn't stay. And I flew, what else could I do? I needed to stop you from falling that way. I didn't have it for you. No way, no way, no way. I needed to stop you from falling in love that way. I didn't have it for you. Locked Mortal Kombat as the future shadows loom. The guardian of my spirit fights his way across the room to where the sick majority infest the myths of doom. But the lanterns of children hold firm in full bloom, and we'll walk a long, long way together, though we found ourselves that way long before we knew. Well, the way it's worked, I feel that when I fly, it's with your soul, and when I cry, inside the purple dawn, collecting gold and dew that falls from citadels of dreams I shake while flying through. Creation's key seems just in reach. Oh, but then it's overdue. But as darkness surrounds as I'm reaching for you, and we'll walk such a long way, a long way. Oh, together, though we're bound ourselves that way, long before we knew. You know the way it's worked, I feel it when I fly. It's with your soul. When I cry, it's you. Far across the universe, the goblins of the night sometimes corner sunrise, keep him out of sight. But wandering the crossing minds, hallucinating light is the dream that I have of you holding me tight. And we'll walk along a long way. Oh, together, though we're bound ourselves that way, long before we knew. You know the way it's worked, I feel it when I fly. It's with your soul. And when I cry, oh, I know it's you. I never know what kind of day it is on my battlefield of ideas. But the way she touches and the way it feels must be just how it heals. But it's got a little better since I let her Sundance. I never know what time of year it is, living on top of the fire. But the robin outside is to hunt and hide in the cold, frosty shire. But but he knows just what goes in between his cold toes and his warm ears. And he's got no disguise in his eyes for his lover she needs. Spreads her shelter, she takes the tall skies, as they helter skelter along the same sides. And she wakes my days with a glad face. She fakes and says I'm a hard case. She makes and plays like a bad ace, carrying my ways into stop space. And she knows me well, but what the hell only time can tell where we're going to. Out on the pig pen's fawn, the sword slides out on the nation's mourn, the horde strides out on the chosen spawn, the devil rides out and the heavens yawn. And he knows me well, but what the hell only time tell where we're going to. Me and my woman, me and my woman. What a day to play at living. What a mess we make, what a trust we break, not giving. children. Oh, how we failed them. Oh, how we nailed them. Sunset, my color, King is my name. Darkness, she's my love. Silence that has taken my place. On the plains of the morning that I just could not face. Asking you these questions, telling you these lies, enveloping directions, developing disguise, open to suggestions, but I'm closed to all eyes. Dead on arrival, right where it's found. Cuckoo, she moves through the dawn fanfare. The jewel leaves the lures and the magic air. Feel a finger run her through my nightmares lair. Feel 'em both together with my nowhere stare. And you know me well, but what the hell only time will tell. Where am I going to?
I thought I heard the sound of my name, and I looked back down behind me, and with hair like the ripened wheat she came, sure as the west wind to find me. And just for a moment I wished my life to see our friends all around us. And I turned to her, but I held my breath in the far Norwegian mountains. For there we stood, two children of spring, as everything seemed to be gleaming. Her looking breathless, clean out of my mind, and me with my crazy dreaming. To think of my friends underneath the same roof, in one common destination, when all we do is remain aloof, like we have no close relation. And love is my torment, and I'll take when I can, but I'll give in the moment when you are my woman and I'm your man. And I watched her making her first daisy chain, as her nipples hung hard in suggestion, and naked net bitten we drifted plain in the hazy desert of sensation. And we dreamt of all the loves we'd known, and we never thought of the sorrow, with forelocks wound on the primrose down in the wood by the empty long barrow. Two silver green flies to flicker the backdropping blush of the emerald springtime, to lust for a moment in love of another as dust on a dragonfly's wing. And love is no torment, for we'll give when we can, and we'll live in the moment when you are my woman and I am your man. And the black cap sings and the forest rings, the nettles tall around me, with shafts of sun and moving things, and poems fast and slowly, and fantasies of luscious thirst for new lust and fresh waters to seek it, like diamonds set in realities of skies drawn back in secret. But somewhere out there with my heart in her care, her prayers in the breezes that court them, she sits like the earth as I fly to her arms, like the showering yellows of autumn. And love is no torment, for we'll give when we can, and we'll live in the moment when she is my woman and I am her man. Here comes the patter of rain on my window. I've woken again to the world on my pillow, wondering how I can beg, steal or borrow a girl who won't fight me but quietly follow. Straight as a die and as clear as a crystal, I come from a temple as trod as a footstool, to hide in a brothel inside a cathedral, a man in the mirror, the fool in the ideal. Pulling apart with a speechless unweaving, dignity reels in the hearts of the grieving, walking the touchline twixt truth and deceiving, a tear in a smile and a wild wrenching leaving.
must be some way to tomorrow. And just for a few hours I think I can borrow a girl who won't fight me but quietly follow. Your conscience rolls in torrents down each side of your face. Your chair is full of silence. Your hand is full of lace. You say that you should have been by him when the bullets laid his head. Strange, it's always the living who fear the idea of the dead. Taking my leave of all of you as you sit and wonder why. And you who stood around us and said that we were great until your instant riches made us second rate. Well, you know you're the same old hangman who rationalizes hope, whose left hand pats my children and whose right hand holds a case full of rope. Sit and wonder why. He wears the sweeping landscape in the crystal of his eye, and he jumps into the rain pools as the people pass him by. He rubs the dusty ages across his tender brow. He laughs and cries and sniffs and sighs. It's 4 long summers now. Sat and wondered why. She walks the clover meadows in the dandelion days. She throws her golden shadows across the silver haze. She wanders with the swallows in the noonday passion plays. She sits beneath the willows and she waits for me in twilight to come our ways. Sat and wondered why, as you sat and wondered why.
Trying to call myself a brother, living here alone. Maybe if you came to see me, wishing I wasn't so blind, sitting here thinking to be would all change our minds. We're just spinning leaves in the flight of a dawn, little girl, falling through an eternal horizon of time. But as we lie here, I'd like to think that all we've got will be ours forever. Oh, don't you think we're forever? Don't you think we're forever? I can hear a voice on the wings of my dream, little girl, melting me into love as it touches my heart. But sheltered in the distance of your sleep is all that I could love in a lifetime. Oh, don't you think we're forever? Oh, don't you think we're forever? Open your eyes to the call of the winds, little girl. Can't you hear them all saying I'll always be yours? Lying in the misty morning sun, the pillow of the night still beneath you. Oh, don't you think we're forever? Oh, don't you think we're forever? Don't you think we're forever? Oh, don't you think we're forever? Don't ever let me go, little girl. Oh no. There's an owl in the valley, fixing his prey. He's not counting the tally. It's down to what comes up before the day. And the trees in the orchard were taken from a narrow view of time, where the minds of the tortured perpetuated
a question. Delivered these signs and not made it happen. Walking the tightrope of talking our head off, losing the rhythm. Idealizing, all criticizing, and not realizing that we've changed and we're gone. And sad to believe in the things we believe in, but time has a way and we fly. Age is born and the old hands are gone, and I'm in the wake of night. No point in passing, bad reason, good guessing, no time for messing, much more than with love. And right now, my darling, I'm lying here dreaming of feeling the whole daylight between. Sad enough to last for some time into the future. These storms have torn true lovers alone, and the past is almost a failure. Conscience is burning, the program turned,
highway. Tell me what you see. Well, if you're down my way, you know it could well be me. Stood on your corner, and a man and I'm down on one knee, really calling for you. It's so damn easy to see. You know, and it can be forever, and it won't be for long. So don't you think that it's better we speak the same tongue out here in this weather? You know we must surely belong, birds of a feather, whatever the song. Please give me a lift, man. Can't be for far. The way that you shift, man, in your empty car. I got the highway blues in my holy shoes, and I cannot choose what I look like. And I got here from yesterday on porridge and bait, swallowing sorrow, following fate, crouching tomorrow from God in the state of home. Oh, your shadow, but we're no longer head straight. But you know I've got a good reason for being this way, and I'm happy for certain, and hoping to stay, traveling trust across the new day, gathering dust down the highway. Please give me a lift. Can't be for far. The way that you shift in your empty car. I got the highway blues in my holy shoes, and I cannot choose what I look like. Out on the streets or where my drum beats, in between the clean sheets of my love life. And I need little Margaret right out here again, screwing some traffic from the shaven insane, with thumbs like a dragnet. Well, she pulls like a train, and she looks like a magnet, and she comes like a woman.
rain. Please give me a lift. You know it can't be for far. The way that you shift in your empty car. I got the highway blues in my homeless shoes, and I just cannot choose what I look like. Out on the streets or where my drum beats, in between the clean sheets of my love life.
If you're traveling in the North Country far, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, well, please remember me to one who lives there, for she once was a true love of mine. And if you go when the snowflakes storm, when the rivers freeze and summer ends, well, please see for me she has a coat so warm to keep her from the howling winds. And please see for me that her hair's hanging long, that it rolls and flows all down her breast. Please see for me that her hair's hanging long, for that's the way I remember her the best. I'm wondering if she remembers me at all. How many times I've often laid in the darkness of my night, in the brightness of my day. So if you're traveling in the North Country far, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, oh, please remember me to one who lives there, for she once was a true love of mine. early cars, I saw a fine lady ghost across the tops with a ring on her finger and the winds on her toes. She can have music wherever she goes. Those were the days in the cradle of our love. Those are the days I dream of sweetly. Those were the days, and I thank the stars above. The flycatcher, the cherry tree, the chestnut gopher sea. As the last hope of sunshine, embers on the hill. At the end of all the rainbows, where the timeless legends dwell, a ghostly coach and four love storms the midnight rain. Silently, Aurora, almighty refrains. Those were the days in the cradle of our love. Those are the days I dream of sweetly. Those were the days, and I thank the stars above. The flycatcher, the cherry tree, the chestnut gopher sea. Sweeping skies and breezy greens can maybe show us what it means to feel the world. Imagination. I'll come and see you yesterday. We'll close our eyes and drift away. Can we be real without escaping? And 12 hours of sunset, and 6,000 miles. illusions and movies. Far away smile, and 12 hours of sunset. Half a day in the sky. I'll see you tomorrow. As the steel crow flies, oh, how time I used to think I wasn't here, but now I know it's all I can hope be lost, or only see me. Now the time's turned into space, and there's no time to check the pace, and no one cares. Can I be dreaming? And 12 hours of sunset. And twilight sublime. Be with you tomorrow. Backwards in time. Oh, how
I have seen you for days here, dipping your toes into the stream. A vision of purity in an old pre-Raphaelite dream. I'd love you to stay here, but soon you'll be gone. That's just the way here in the sun. Here for a moment, treasure the thought to feel the still air pulling the strings of your heart. You're given to dreaming with love on your mind. I wish I could help you to find. You're a girl with horizons, so easy to see. Atop your high mountain, time is temporary. Maybe I'll pass you, just say hello. Or maybe we'll never know. Maybe I'll pass you, just say hello. Or maybe we'll never know. Maybe we'll never know. Time is temporary. Time is temporary.
These last days so gone. She's the one who throws the skins at you and says, let's all turn on. She's the one. She's so gone. She's the one who throws her pants at you and says, okay, you're on. She's the one. She's the one. She's the one. She's so gone. She's the one who takes the stomach, makes the tea, and cleans the jar. She's the one. She's so gone. She's the one who hands the blankets around and comforts everyone. She's the one. She's the one. She's the one. She's so gone. She's the one who buys the comics, drops the kids and knows the con. She's the one. She's so gone. She's the one who you don't miss until you find she's really gone. She's the one. She's the one. You say that it's got you beat and you don't know which way to turn. You say that she's oh so sweet, but there's nothing left for you to learn. You say that it's not your fault, you've seen through all the doors. Ah, but how could any man talk like you with a wonderful wife like yours? You say that it's all washed up and as dead as it could ever get. You say that you filled your cup and you light another cigarette. You say it's okay for me that I don't see her clothes. Ah, but how could any man talk like you with a wonderful wife like yours? You tell me that I can't see your problem, but I don't have to live with you to know that she's a very beautiful young woman, and you're a fool if you can let her go. You sit down and heave a sigh and say that you'd welcome death. You stare out into the sky and mutter underneath your breath. You thump tables, spit and curse, but I can't see the cause. Oh, how could any man act like you with a wonderful wife like yours? You say your back. It must be a heavy load. You light yet another fag. You say it's a long, hard road. You say the wind is blowing you to other distant shores. Ah, but how could any man talk like you with a wonderful wife like yours? You tell me that I can't see your problem, but I don't have to live with you tonight. That she's a very beautiful young woman, and you're a fool if you can let her go. Yeah. She's the one. She's the one.
The kettle's on, the sun has gone, another day. She offers me Tibetan tea on a flower tray. She's at the door, she wants to score. She daily needs to say, I loved you a long time ago, you know, where the winds on forget-me-nots blow. But I just couldn't let myself go, not knowing what on earth there was to know. But I wish that I had, 'cause I'm feeling so sad that I never had one of your children. And across the room inside a tomb, a chance is waxed and wanes. The night is young, why are we so hung up in each other's chains? I must take her, and I must make her, while the dove domains, and feel the juice run as she flies. Run my wings under her sides, as the flames of eternity rise, to lick us with the firstborn lash of dawn. Oh really, my dear, I can't see what we fear, sat here with ourselves in between us. And at the door, we can't say more than just another day. And without a sound, I turn around and I walk away. I gave my love a daisy, a third eye in my mind. We turn the crazy day around to see what we could find. and went on to a journey, reflecting us so deep and wide that we could see the other side of knowing nothing matters in the everything surrounding us, surrounding everything itself, surrounding. I saw my love gaze into a swelling sea of life. She turned onto my shoulder, and terribly she cried, until her eyes were closing, and asked me if she really was a woman like the rest, because the rest she saw as empty vessels, looking ripe and dressed to kill, but really very far away from freedom. She sobbed and put her head down and walked into the night, saying that she was wrong to think, and that the rest were right. That they were proper women, existing in a stupid mess of vegetable thoughtlessness, made up as if to please the men, but making life a drag for them, rejecting all communication gig. I put my arm around her and told her from my heart that she was of a new world of which they weren't a part, and told her not to bother, for she was free as me to do the things she wanted to, with more respectability than all the shallow painted faces twittering into emptiness together. Pretty woman walking down the street, how can you expect to be loved with so much selfish arrogance? Pretty woman, your nose in the air, how can you expect me to love you knowing so much about you? Why do you always have to receive love first? Why are you unable to give some without being asked? All you need is, all you need is all need is all you need is.
Mucky, my dear, another tender year. They said that we were too young to think. They filled our heads with fear. The sand flowed through our fingers with our dreaming out to sea. But what we really had is all there really is to be. Oh, Mucky, my dear, that being is so clear. Mucky, my dear, I've seen a funny game. Last night I met a girl, and summer was her name. I offered her this everything. She said that sex was cheap. She thinks that love's a possession she has to give or keep. Oh, Mucky, my dear, and yet they never hear. Mucky, my dear, my memory is plain. I've been so hurt, but I've caused a lot of pain, and I am just as guilty as the ones that I would blame. We all of us have no excuse, we're everyone the same. Oh, Mucky, my dear, that being hasn't fear. Mucky, my love, our whispering has stood 3 summers through. The timelessness we flood, sweeping us back to the lands that only being knows. Motionless the river of our liberation flows. Oh, Mucky, my dear, of being anywhere, of being anywhere, of being anywhere. The naked flames of cracking dawn come searing through with cruel scorn to furrow wounds across each frown. In beside the rest of love's sad clown who chases fleeting silhouettes with swollen dreams and rising sweats, who taunts and bluffs the savage god with a broken heart and a hanging head. I would we were, but I wish in vain to have you here to hold again. My blood boils ice in deep despair, but worst of all, you couldn't care. Remember when the world was ours, and at our feet 10,000 stars. Who saw us then could now relate? Who would have guessed this was our fate? I'm sorry that you thought of us as painful and superfluous, but please don't think I'm the thick-skinned to want my seed in any old wind. I can't believe we'll just exist as figments of each other's past. Where is it at to get to this? When love's luck, when lovers kiss. The altar of October stands with opening arms and dripping hands, unveiling stones, collecting skies, and gathering leaves to whisper sighs as from the pulpit summer shrinks, and hope of us together sinks as fast as all those burning lights, just as hard to memorize. The ages pass with the flick of a thumb. Love is lost and pride has won. But through all destruction flies new dawn, and I rode the winds into the morn. ancient wastes, the thin reflections spin that gather all the times and tides at once we love within, that build the edges round the shrouds that cloud the setting sun, and carry us to other days, and other days to one, and full the single stillness of the mirror that is made by each and every one of all the colors in a shade. Inside each eye is sitting like the sword inside the blade, and longs for once upon a chance to open love's cascade. Well, here we stand, hand to hand, fighting for the promised land. And you try to tell me with consternation that you have found me a brand new lark, and you try to warn me that there's only one combination. One new sling, the same old rock. There is a famous straggler stood on the edge of time, who held the staff but did not feel the pain. He multiplied the mystery with utterance sublime, and crossed his heart for those who died insane. His friend, a restless mouthpiece, 7,000 years of age, trends to flash a face to shape his ways. Everlasting light is burning bright inside his cage. He's only got to breathe to fan the blaze. Such a groove to have him here on board her lady ship, the man who makes his living out of bed. Such a gas to see him flying through his ceaseless lip. One day, someday, soon he'll lose his head. And with the ring in the galleries, with eyes fixed on the door. Oh, and you and me, and thanks a lot. And those who see but cannot stand to walk on any floor, for fear that good is something bad is not. But loud and clear is the call in black and white across your wall. Damn it all, man, can't you see? Tell me with consternation that you have found me a brand new love, and you tried to warn me that there's only one combination. One new snake, the same old rock.
when the day is done and the ball has spun in the umpire's pocket away, and all remains in the groundsman's pace for the rest of time and the day. There'll be one mad dog and his master pushing for four with the spin on a dusty pitch with 2 pound 6 of willow wood in the sun. When an old cricketer leaves the crease, you never know whether he's on. If sometimes you're catching a fleeting glimpse of a 12th man at silly mid-on, and it could be Jeff and it could be John with a new ball sting in his tail, and it could be me and it could be thee, and it could be the sting in the ale, sting in the ale. When the moment comes and the gathering stands and the clock turns back to reflect on the years of grace as those footsteps trace for the last time out of the act. Well, this way of life's recollection, the hallowed strip in the haze, the fabled man and the noonday sun are much more than just yawns of their days. When an old cricketer leaves the crease, well, you never know whether he's gone. If sometimes you're catching a fleeting glimpse of a
a 12th man at city mill. And it could be Jeff, it could be John, with a new ball sting in his tail. And it could be me, and it could be thee, and it could be the sting in the air, the sting in the air.
When an old cricketer leaves the crease, well, you never know whether he's gone. If sometimes you're catching a fleeting glimpse of a 12th man at silly mid-on, and it could be me, and it could be thee.
We are soldiers from a different world, both her and I. We fight the shadow doppelganger of the shady passerby. The lads go out drinking, the girls keep an eye, but no one's on duty this side of the sky. The same dark enemy will come and go with the changing of the tide. The mist between the to and fro in the mines on either side. The lads go out drinking while the girls try to keep an eye, but no one's on duty this side of the sky. The enemy's been landed 100 aeons now. He's married to the queen of the machine, who wouldn't hesitate to sell the details of your soul to the brutal Inquisition magazine. The brutal Inquisition magazine. While the girls keep an eye, but no one's on duty this side of the sky. He feels my color on the slightest little whim. She tries to shield me from the harm, but it's inevitably down to me or him in the eye of such a storm. But let's go out drinking while the girls keep an eye. But no one's on duty this side of the sky. We don't live in our own village anymore. Metropolis is home, where the cut person as wolves are at the door, and wildest politicians roam. Let's go out drinking while the girls try to keep an eye. But no one's on duty this side of the sky. The enemy's been landed 100 eons now. He's married to the queen of the machine, who wouldn't hesitate to sell the details of your soul to the brutal Inquisition magazine. To the brutal Inquisition magazine. We are soldiers of a different world, both her and I. We fight the shadow doppelganger of the shady passerby. Let's go out drinking while the girls try to keep an eye. But no one's on duty this side of the sky. Yeah, no one's on duty this side of the sky. in droplets on the leaves bombards my brain. I hear you across the room. To see if daffodils spring into bloom. You are the mist, the frost across my window pane. And again, she moves her body and her whispers weep. And the world spins and tells me that I'll never want to leave. Second in a universe of chance, it was all we could be. I hold you, you hold me. Underneath the stars and spinning, never quite free. Through all
when we all can see compassion in a plum tree and a place alongside heaven for truest anarchy. Through all the trials and tribulations, here in Mushroom Valley, in the sun. Hold tight, darling, here we go. Trip has hardly begun. Higher and higher, drawn to the flames. Higher and higher, drawn to the flames. Till the spirit, metaphysic, turns the lights out on the games. Earth for all creatures, a thought for all men, right for the speechless, wrong until then, wrong until then. Eyes for the laughter, thirst for the tongue, hands for together, ears for the song, ears for the song. The song of love we sing in silence every moment long. Once, only once, here to be done to as we do with only one chance. Here for the wonder of under the stars, for the one and only once. for the children, hope for the chance, men for the women, now for the dance, now for the dance. The dance of love we dance just once in unique circumstance. With only one chance, here for the wonder of under the stars, for the one and only once. For the wonder of under the stars, for the one and only once.